As we move into 2025 and beyond, the big takeaway is this: Kansas City is growing, and it's growing fast. The Kansas City housing market is gearing up for a major shift as we head into 2025, and trust me, what I'm about to share might shock you. While the national housing market is bracing for what could be the lowest sales in 30 years, the Kansas City Metro just got named one of the hottest markets for 2025 by the National Association of Realtors. I've got some predictions about Kansas City's 2025 market, so whether you're thinking about buying, selling, or just keeping tabs on the market, you won't want to miss what's coming. Stay tuned. Welcome back. I'm Kyle, your local Kansas City realtor. And before we deep dive into some of the numbers, why was Kansas City named a top 10 hot market to watch? Well, for those of you who aren't from around here, it might come as a surprise that our city is currently undergoing a massive transformation. Over the past year alone, billions, that's with a B, in developments have been announced. Take, for instance, the $1 billion Google data center and Panasonic's $4 billion EV battery plant, which is opening this year. This plant alone is expected to bring in 4,000 jobs, igniting significant economic growth. Kansas City isn't just growing, it's becoming a magnet for tech and manufacturing, which is setting us apart from many other metro areas across the nation. Now, let's compare that with what's happening on a national level, where the broader housing market is bracing for potential slowdowns. Here in KC, it's a whole different story, and these major developments are a big reason why. These are the numbers that really matter when we look at the Kansas City real estate market in 2025. Now, I know a lot of people are freaking out about interest rates, and yes, nationally, we're looking at predictions of between 6 and 6.5%, but here's what's absolutely fascinating. Even with these higher rates, Kansas City homes are still selling for 98.6% of list price. That's crazy. And when you look at our inventory, we have less than 6,000 homes on the market in the Kansas City Metro. And while that is an increase from this time last year, we're still well below pre-pandemic levels. But let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture for a second, because we're on the cusp of a perfect storm in the housing market, not just here in Kansas City, but nationwide come 2025. With the shift in a new administration and the rollout of new policies, things are about to get interesting. For starters, we're talking about new tariffs that could really bump up construction costs. I was just talking to one of the top local builders the other day, and they're already brainstorming ways to navigate these upcoming changes. But there's more to it than just tariffs. The proposed changes in the immigration policy are set to shake up the labor market too. This could mean even higher costs for building and remodeling homes. Definitely not the best news if you're looking to buy. Prices might see a significant uptick, which is something we need to keep an eye on. Speaking of which, let me address something that I'm hearing all the time, and that is, Kyle, aren't we in a housing bubble? Well, here's the deal, and I'm gonna be totally honest with you. While that could be the case with some other markets around the country, the data just does not support it here in KC. Unlike markets like Phoenix or Las Vegas that see these wild price swings, Kansas City has something different: stability and a strained inventory. Our price growth is sustainable because it's backed by real economic factors. What really sets KC apart is our affordability advantage. While other major tech hubs are seeing median home prices in the millions, you can still get an incredible home here for just under $400,000. And I actually just helped a family relocate from California last month. They couldn't believe what their money could buy here in Kansas City. But let's dive deeper into some of these numbers because, well, I'm a nerd when it comes to statistics, and I'll try and break it down in layman's terms so we can really grasp what's going on here locally. Kansas City's growth isn't just outpacing the national average, it's rewriting the narrative. While national forecasts vary, ranging from conservative estimates of 1.5% to Wells Fargo's more bullish 5%, Kansas City tells a different story. We've witnessed an appreciation of over 6% in the median sales price in the last 12 months. But here's the kicker. not all areas in the metro are seeing the same amount of price growth. At the end of the day, real estate is hyper local, and it's the areas with a lower median sales price that should continue to see the biggest growth in 2025. Let me show you what I mean. Take Cass County in South Kansas City on the Missouri side, for example. It's where you'll find places like Greenwood, Belton, and Raymore, which are absolutely exploding right now, primarily due to their proximity to KC and affordable price points. Cass County saw an increase of 7.5% in the average sales price last year. We actually helped 3 families buy homes here just last month, and every single one of them had to compete with multiple offers. Now, compare that to Johnson County on the Kansas side, which saw just a 2.5% increase in their average sales price last year. Don't get me wrong, Johnson County has fantastic schools and amenities, but you're also looking at an average sales price of around $540,000. That's steep compared to Cass County's $385,000 and Jackson County's more accessible $305,000. It's no wonder many are choosing to get more house for their money a little further out. Now, with all this in mind, do I expect prices in Johnson County to keep climbing even with its higher price points? Absolutely. Last year, more than half of you that reached out and we helped move to Kansas City chose Johnson County because of its highly rated schools and exceptional quality of life. While it might seem pricey, especially to locals, it's still far more affordable compared to many other parts of the country. The area is thriving with new opportunities, and I don't see that momentum slowing down anytime soon. Now, there is another reason prices are likely to keep rising. Yes, the infamous low inventory. National forecasts are predicting inventory growth between 11 and 13%, but here's the deal in Kansas City. Our situation is completely different. While other markets might see a flood of new listings, we're still dealing with serious supply constraints. Most of the local builders in Kansas City are taking a very conservative approach or grappling with significant challenges. Between high mortgage rates, labor shortages, and escalating material costs, they're struggling to build quickly enough to meet the surging demand. This is a key reason why new homes are selling at 100% of list price compared to resale homes, which are selling at between 96 to 97%. And with potential changes to immigration policies on the horizon, these labor shortages could tighten even further, adding another layer of complexity to our housing market dynamics. So you see, Kansas City isn't just following national trends, it's setting its own. With such a robust local economy fueled by new jobs, the demand for housing continues to outpace supply, pushing prices upward. Granted, the amount in which prices are growing varies quite a bit. These dynamics make Kansas City an outlier in the best sense. So let's dive deeper to get a clearer picture of what's really happening in Kansas City's housing market in 2025. Last year, homes were taking a bit longer to sell, an 8% increase in days on market to be exact. Homes aren't flying off the market as quickly as they used to, and sellers, they're feeling a slight pinch, with the percentage of list price received dipping by around 1%. Now, I know I just mentioned an inventory shortage, but we did just see an increase of 25% in the number of homes for sale. And that sounds huge, but let's break that down. It actually means just around 1,000 more homes than this time last year when we had about 4,200 on the market. It is a boost for sure, but maybe not the floodgate opening that you might expect. With interest rates sticking above that 6.5%, buyers are a bit more cautious, and that gives them more leverage. But here's the kicker. If those rates start to dip, we could see a whole new rush on the market, pushing prices back up. For people looking to sell this year, getting your house in tip-top shape and pricing it correctly is more crucial than ever. You've got to make your home the one buyers cannot pass up. What's happening with investors and new developments? Because this is where things are really heating up. Being named a top market to watch in 2025 has put KC firmly on the radar for investors nationwide, and we're already seeing out-of-state buyers flooding in to capitalize on the growth. As Kansas City gains national recognition and attracts out-of-state money, we'll likely see more aggressive bidding, especially for properties in high-demand areas. This could push prices higher, not just for homes, but also in the rental market as investors look to turn their acquisitions into income-generating assets. At the same time, off-market deals will continue to dominate the best opportunities for investors. With inventory still limited and demand remaining high, savvy investors will need to rely on strong local connections to uncover these hidden gems. For local buyers, this means navigating an increasingly competitive landscape where acting quickly and strategically will be more important than ever. On the development side, the entry of builders like D.R. Horton will play a key role in addressing the inventory crunch. New communities and the incentives tied to them, such as rate buy downs, could help ease some of the pressure on the market. However, ongoing challenges like labor shortages and material costs may slow down the pace of construction, keeping inventory tight overall. So while Kansas City's growth offers huge opportunities, the market will require buyers, sellers, and investors alike to stay sharp, adapt quickly, and act strategically to make the most of 2025. All right, so let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture, because what's happening in Kansas City isn't just about 2025. It's about setting the stage for long-term growth. Over the past year, we've seen billions of dollars in investments announced across the metro. We're taking new infrastructure, housing, and major corporate expansions that are redefining what Kansas City has to offer. You have projects like the South Loop project that's poised to transform downtown living, while the new airport positions KC as a major transportation hub. Not to mention the World Cup coming in 2026. These projects and events aren't just adding new amenities, they're reshaping the city and making it more attractive to businesses and residents alike. It's not just Panasonic and Google driving this growth. Investment is happening across multiple industries, including tech, manufacturing, and even entertainment. So what does this all mean for the housing market? First, we're likely to see continued demand for homes as new jobs are created and more people move here. But that demand comes with challenges. Builders are working to keep up, but issues like labor shortages and rising material costs and ongoing supply chain delays mean inventory will continue to be tight. This puts upward pressure on prices, especially in high demand neighborhoods. If you're considering buying, this means the market will remain competitive, but there's still opportunity, especially as new communities are completed and more inventory becomes available. But you have to act quick and stay flexible. That's the key. If you're selling, the message is clear. Preparation matters. In a market like this, well-priced, move-in ready homes will continue to command top dollar, but overpricing could leave your home sitting on the market longer than you'd expect. As we move into 2025 and beyond, the big takeaway is this: Kansas City is growing, and it's growing fast. We enter this year with a unique mix of challenges and opportunities that truly set it apart from the national market. From record-breaking economic growth to increased investor interest and exciting new developments, this city is poised for big things. But navigating this market, whether you're buying, selling, relocating, or investing, requires strategy and a solid understanding of what's driving these changes. If you're looking to make a move this year, it's about finding the right home at the right price and being ready to act fast. For sellers, it's about presenting your home in the best possible light to stand out in a market where buyers have more options. At the end of the day, Kansas City is a market to watch, but more importantly, it's a market to understand. My team and I would love to help, whether you're buying, selling, relocating, or investing. Just shoot us an email at info@movingtokc.net and let's make 2025 your year in Kansas City real estate. Now, if you're interested in knowing a little bit more about the developments that are coming to Kansas City, be sure to watch this next video here, and we'll see you on the next video.